Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Make sure you smash that like button as the Cowboys get a huge 37-17 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. They eliminate Philadelphia from the NFC East in the playoff hunt. And I hate the Eagles so much. So for them to get eliminated alone makes my season, especially with the new energy they've gotten. Jalen Hurts, Deshaun Jackson comes back out of nowhere and he gets an 80-yard bomb for a touchdown. Don't matter. Andy Dalton has his best game of the season. Ezekiel Elliott seemed to really benefit from having the week off last week and getting those fresh legs. Team effort offensively for us. And I thought, first off, Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, excellent job of sometimes it's not that deep. And what I'm going to get to here is this. They exploited the matchup. And Michael Jacquet on the Philadelphia Eagles was tissue paper today. And they handled him as such. Whether it was Michael Gallup, whether it was Amari Cooper, whoever got lined up on him, Michael Jacquet was going to get the smoke right off the bat. This organization has struggled to exploit certain matchups at times, especially in big games like this. And so to see them really, really hammer that until, Jim Schwartz is forced to adjust and Doug Peterson is forced to adjust, and they get him out and they get Jalen Mills back in there. And now we can get to our run game and some other things. They're trying to mix in zone, and they adjusted at times. But overall, I'm impressed with us just exploiting that and really getting some margin on the Eagles in a must-win game. So Washington loses to Carolina today. I told y'all they'd lose because I knew they were going to start Haskins. So now we're in a situation that I never thought we'd be in months ago, especially after losing 4. And we're in a situation where we win against the Giants next week, and then the Eagles turn around and beat Washington. The Dallas Cowboys are your NFC East champions. And so the Fox did an excellent job of showing a graphic earlier in the game of the 3 phases of the season. Some of it is COVID related, a lot of it is injury related, and a lot of it is also just us getting up to par with this coaching staff, because the turnaround they've made defensively in the last, basically they cut it into thirds. And the first third of the season, we knew we were getting on offense. We're scoring somewhere between 30, 35 points a game, 500 yards per game. Dak's going off. All of our receivers are on pace for 1,100 yards, but we're 2-3. Second phase of the season, we go on the big losing streak. We're averaging 10 points a game. We have the DiNucci stuff, and Andy Dalton was terrible before COVID. He's become back to his previous game management person of trust self in the last, I'd say, last few games, right? And so this turnaround is in phase 3, but it also coincides with the defense and the turnovers they've been able to generate, the last few weeks. I mean, for them to be best in the NFL over the last 4 or 5 games is very, very impressive. Now, that also factors in the level of opponents, because this is very Philadelphia Eagle-ish in 2019 when they played a whole bunch of bad teams at the end of the season and were able to make their way in the playoffs. I have no shame because we're playing with backup offensive linemen. We're playing with a backup quarterback. We've had our running back in and out. We've had various people in and out on defense. So there is no shame over here because we're not a good football team either. But for the Cowboys to really be able to capitalize on this and potentially make the playoffs, Trayvon Diggs getting a pick at the end. Shout out to my man Vip who was texting me throughout about Anthony Brown balling, and then he goes and gets a pick. And the other person I want to give a shout out to is Randy Gregory. Boy, this defense to me has changed just with his uptick in snaps and his involvement. Tank Lawrence has actually held it down on the other side all year, and we've been up and down with Alden Smith. But for Randy Gregory played one of his best games as a Cowboy today. So just totally impressed with the whole unit, everybody in their effort. Guys, next week, anything can happen. Week 17, we'll see. How about them? Make sure you hit that like button to show us some love. We will be back with our playoff college football preview. But hit that like button, show some love. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. I'm out. Peace.